What up, Raffleators? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're on Vlisingen Road and I want to take a look at what's happening in Bel Air. So we're going to go into the next street, which is Lama Avenue. And you see that house, that building that's being... See that building? That building that's being built close to the intersection, that building, that's a new building. What I want to do is see how this community is changing, and it's changing rapidly. That's Bel Air. Bel Air Park. How that community is changing rapidly as a result of oil and gas. So across, you can see across the street, there are those apartments been refurbished recently. Right, those apartments have been refurbished, well, at least on the outside, they've gotten a coat of paint. Here on Vlisingen Road, they are now landmarks. But what's interesting is that a lot more construction has been done in this neighborhood, in this neck of the woods, and we want to see how it's changing, how it's transforming. This is, what is it, Wednesday morning traffic in Georgetown. We need to start talking about mass transit because the wider roads are not solving the traffic problem. Wider roads are simply making the traffic problem worse, and the only way to get rid of all of this traffic congestion that is now a fixture in Georgetown is to build mass transit. That means new train lines, replacing the train lines that were once part of Georgetown. Traffic network. So the first thing is, the first thing you'll notice here, this is a lot of through traffic coming across from Sheriff Street. The first thing you'll notice here is that this building, this is a new building that's being built. It's a multi-story apartment complex, and I think it's a residential building. I don't see a lot of windows on it, so maybe it isn't. All I see is a lot of concrete wall. A lot of concrete wall on it, so maybe it's not a residential building. The next one I think is, oh, but this looks like balconies. So yeah, this might be a residential building. So this is a new building that's being built here, Lama Avenue, and the intersection with Vlisingen Road. Right, that's Vlisingen Road, the intersection we just passed, turn into Lama Avenue, and that's a new apartment building. Looks like 4 stories, maybe 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, top floor being 5 stories here, and it's across the street from the Chronicle. That's the Chronicle newspaper, right? The government of Guyana newspaper, which is the Chronicle, headquartered in this block. I've seen that before. So that's where they do their printing, news printing, as well as the editing of the newspaper. This area seems to be in preparation for another housing boom, I suppose. This plot of land, which seems to have been in the past some kind of building, I think it's probably going to become a building again. Somebody's going to tear it tear down and build again on that spot. But here we are on Lama Avenue, and what we're looking at is how this neighborhood is changing in Bel Air Park as a result of the housing boom, the oil and gas boom. Now I've walked through this street before, so a lot of this you can find in a previous video. But what I wanted to do today is to double back and check on the development, because the last time I was here, about a year ago or so, maybe a little more than a year ago, there were these new apartments that were being built, multi-unit, multi-story apartments. This being one of them. There's one at the corner here, and I wanted to see if it is completed. They're still working on it, but it doesn't seem to have advanced significantly beyond the way it was a year ago. So I don't know if they had halted, you know, the construction on this building, but it seems as if this building has not really significantly grown in size since the last time we were here. So it's a multi-story, multi-unit condominium. Seems to be at least 3 floors. Yeah, morning. It's gonna be. No, this is not illegal. Yeah, this is legal. This is legal. Guys are complaining that I'm filming. I'm recording them at work. But here it is. This is the multi-story. It says for rent, right? See the sign on it that says for rent, and there's a number there to call to those of you who are interested in renting. That's what it looks. That's the number to call. But it's a multi-story high-rise condominium that's being built here on Lama Avenue. On Lama Avenue in Georgetown. And this is what I wanted to double back. I wanted to see exactly how far they've gotten in this building. Because the last time I was here, it was still on the construction, but I think it was probably about the same. You could probably double back and see the video that I made previously to see, in fact, if it's any better or any more advanced. Anyway, it's a 3-story building. Looks like it's going to be a roof garden at the top. Seems as if they're going to be elevators too. But that's what's happening here, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods now. That is a cross street connecting you to, when I think of, we've done this street before. This is Lama Avenue East, right? They're actually replacing the bridge, so this road is closed. This building, I think, is who is it? I don't remember the owners of this building. Might be one of the Vera brothers. Those of you who know the neighborhood could probably tell me in the comments below. But like I said, they're replacing the bridge at the intersection with Epping. The next street over is Epping Avenue, and we've actually taken a walk along Epping Avenue before, and take a look at it again. They're replacing the bridge at that intersection. But over here on Lama Avenue, we went all the way down to the end, and at the end of it, they were building another multi-story, multi-unit apartment building. I don't know if I can get to it in this video, but I wanted to double back in this neighborhood to see, in fact, if they had managed to complete some of the residential construction, because not only are they building high-rise buildings, in the middle of the city, the heart of the city, they're also building residential buildings, multi-story, multi-unit condominium buildings in these older residential neighborhoods like Queenstown, I think I've shown you in Queenstown the new condominiums that are being built over there. And this is the older neighborhood. I guess it's as old as Queenstown as a neighborhood. But this is one of the older neighborhoods in which they're building new residential multi-story units. Because what is interesting, here you are, say hi. So they're building multi-story residential condominium units in this neighborhood, which is kind of new because this was always a single family residential neighborhood. And eventually people started returning to build these mega mansions. I remember the last time I was here, this one was also under construction. This is a mega mansion that's being built here in Lama Avenue. And they've made some progress on it. It's actually a lot further along than the last time we were here. So what I was saying is that it was always an older neighborhood with single family homes, some of the larger lots in the city. But in recent times, people have been returning to build North American style, South Georgia, for example, style residential homes, such as this one with the Roman columns and so on, which is kind of a new variation on what used to be single family homes in this neighborhood. That is upper middle class single family homes, and that was another neighborhood that's being renovated in the last 20 years to look like some of the freshly painted homes. But more recently, in the last 5 years or so, we started getting these mega mansions. Now, I described this in the past as a neighborhood in which a lot of the homes in recent times are being rented by diplomats. So a lot of the workers at the embassies, right, foreign diplomats, have moved into this neighborhood and have found, homes to rent for their this one, for example, that's just garbage. People doing their garbage pickup. So some of these are older homes that have always been of the larger and upper middle class type. But in recent times, and this has always been a neighborhood in which the foreign diplomats, have found places to rent. This neighborhood, as well as Queenstown, right? Queenstown, for example, over here, this is Republic of Argentina. So this is probably the ambassador's residence. You see there's a flag. There's the Argentine flag, and so on. So the neighborhood has always been popular with diplomats, and has always been like in the 1970s, 1960s, 1970s, has always been some of the upper middle class neighborhoods. Here, for example, behind this fence, I think there is a pool or tennis courts belonging to the bank. I think it's GBTI, I believe. Is that GBTI? Yeah, I think. And over here, it's Ideal Executive Suites. Right, as the sign says, Ideal Executive Suites. Right, as the sign says, they were recently building these high-rise, well, not high-rise, but these apartments. This one was under construction the last time you were here, and this new one, right, this is a new one that's also being constructed. So this is the new construction in this neighborhood. Ideal Executive Apartments, and across the street, so that's the end of, that's a cul-de-sac, the end of the street, Lama Avenue. So that's what's happening, guys. This is how the residential neighborhood in the heart of the city is changing. This one, morning. Pardon? Say again? Oh, this is a YouTube. Yeah, this is how some of the residential neighborhoods, in this case Bel Air Park, is changing. On the other side, that's a new multi-story building going up near to the bank. Right, this, I think there's either a pool or a tennis court behind that fence, and the bank has a property there. Clubhouse is located in that vicinity. Yeah. But this is what's happening, guys. The residential communities are also being changed, renovated, and becoming very much rebuilt and expanded and so on. So that so the volume and quality of housing is changing. I'll continue with another street. Perhaps I think the other street that I've seen where a lot of new housing is being built in Bel Air is, what street is that? This one is Epping. The next one, don't remember, but we'll continue in a second on that street. But that's it, guys. This is what has happened. How this neighborhood is changing. How this Bel Air, as a result of the massive growth in the economy, right? New houses being built everywhere, including here in Bel Air Park. Alright, that's Epping Avenue. We've actually seen Epping before in a previous video. It's not a whole lot has changed since then. I'm probably going to cover it again in another video. But let's head over to Berrima Avenue. That's the one I was trying to remember. Let's head over to Berrima Avenue and I'll continue there. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Morning. one of the fastest growing, in fact, the fastest growing economy in the world. Later.